So I would like to welcome you all in this afternoon session, and I hope that whatever I had been talking about in the last two lectures, you were able to understand that particular aspect, and I hope you are able to see my screen also now.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes. Right. Thank you very much. So now what we are starting is the application part of whatever I have told you, and we are talking about an artificially intelligent greenhouse system. Like somebody was asking about IoT also, so I'll be introducing that concept here, right? Uh, and we will be in such a position that you'll be able to design your own AI-based system using the LabVIEW after this lecture. So this is what I aimed for, and because I normally am into something that until unless you are able to do the things on your own, it is not that fruitful, right? So the aim is that you are able to design the things on your own. So I'll just first introduce the system that I'm trying to talk about, and then we'll design it together, right? So the AI greenhouse system basically is uh, dealing with fuzzy logic, or the fuzzy system designer as we normally refer to it in LabVIEW. And before that, because I've used the term fuzzy logic, and I'm talking about certain uncertain conditions or uncertainty involved in different aspects. So Einstein has to be quoted. So what Albert Einstein talked about was that as far as the laws of mathematics refer to reality, they are not certain. And as so far they are certain, they do not refer to reality. So this is what he said in year 1921, and this is still what we are actually looking into, right? And this is true. So that is why we normally refer to his statements and his research work done, or his uh, literature that he has given. We normally refer to that before we start anything of mathematical part, right? Similarly, because we are talking about fuzzy logic, so Zadeh has to be quoted in respect, and he is known as the father of the fuzzy logic also. And what he said is also very important for us to understand, that the complexity rises. As the complexity rises, the precise statements lose meaning, and meaningful statements lose precision. So very important, because we are dealing with some ambiguous systems, very complex systems, which are normally used in daily lives, and we will be designing one of that, right? So when we are talking about some ambiguous systems, we need to understand what the concepts are and how effectively we can actually resolve the problems, right? So Zadeh has given us a very important input on this particular aspect, and we will be using this while we design the system. So this particular lecture would talk about all these aspects. That is the introduction, motivation, objectives of what we want to achieve, the basic block diagram. I'll show you some of the literature review also for this, because I'm trying to gather a working model for a greenhouse system, and then we'll be talking about how the process flow happens. And I'll show you the working model also, right? So I hope that you will enjoy this. So we will be basically talking about a simulation of a greenhouse controller using the fuzzy logic system. And when we refer to fuzzy logic system, we will be talking about some ambiguous inputs being utilized and analyzed in this case. And what we'll be referring to is, we'll be referring to three types of inputs. Basically, the inputs are temperature, humidity, and the third one is solar radiation, right? So these are taken as the control inputs for the controller that we want to design. And what are the outputs of this? The outputs are water sprinkler and the electric roof. right? So those who are not familiar with the greenhouse system, and I'll just talk about that also. And we will be looking into what a greenhouse system basically is referring to. I don't know what happened. This is just stuck. Uh, I'm so sorry. The presentation just got stuck in between. Nevertheless, I think there was a problem happening there. So, are you able to see the screen clearly now?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes. Okay. That's fine. Thank you very much. So, what a greenhouse is? I was talking about the greenhouse system, and what it, those for the benefit of those who are not knowing what a greenhouse basically is. Basically, it is a structure designed to grow the plants, and there are many parameters that are affecting a particular greenhouse structure. So this is an artificial structure we normally erect to artificially grow or provide an environment where the plants can actually grow under a controlled environment, right? So what is done is that light density for photosynthesis is controlled in this case. The temperature for the enzymes is also monitored and controlled. Humidity is controlled. The amount of carbon dioxide, the air movement, and the water nutrients, etc., are basically controlled in this.
Sir, your voice is not clear.
Just a second, ma'am. Just a
Yes.
second.
Hmm.
Is it okay now, ma'am? Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Is it clear now, ma'am?
Your voice is okay, sir. Okay.
Uh, I think there was a phone call, so I think the connection got interrupted in between, so that is why. So I hope that it is clear now. Yes, yes. Thank you very much for acknowledging. Thank you. Yeah. Mm, yeah, I hope it is clear. Clear. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. So, what we are talking about here is we are talking about a system which is basically uh, using controlled structures. The amount of carbon dioxide present is controlled, the air movement is controlled, water nutrients are controlled. This is what we call this is greenhouse structure, right? A structure which is helping us to grow the plants irrespective of the temperature, irrespective of the seasons or other things, right? So we will be monitoring and trying to control this artificially through an artificial intelligent technique, namely the fuzzy logic, right? So the traditional greenhouse systems basically are, if you have seen it, or I don't know whether you've seen it or not, but they normally work on on-off systems, right? So we are trying to replace this on-off system with fuzzy logic controller, and it will actually analyze the inputs and then produce the output accordingly, right? So the greenhouse systems basically, as they are highly non-linear in nature, they are very complex in nature because they are dealing with many aspects in real time. So this is one of the best examples that I could have quoted for the fuzzy logic implementation, right? And the use of fuzzy logic controllers thus becomes very easy for us to uh, basically be implemented for these kind of systems, like one called as greenhouse. So the objectives are very much adamant and clear for us that we need to design an intelligent controller, and how it will be intelligent, because we'll be utilizing the AI technique of fuzzy logic, right? So to design this controller, more efficient controllers, basically to increase the efficiency and to ensure that less power is required, because see, a lot of power is wasted in opening and closing of rooms in a greenhouse, or say the starting of the water sprinkler, right? So we want to save the money of farmer in all the respect, right? So that is why we are talking about designing of a dynamic controller based on fuzzy logic, right? Now, what fuzzy logic is, basically, I hope everybody understands this. The fuzzy logic is basically a system which is dealing with ill-defined values, ill-defined systems, imprecise knowledge, some ambiguous conditions, and highly complex and non-linear systems are taken into consideration when we are talking about fuzzy logic. So it circumvents the need for rigorous mathematical treatment. And when we talk about mathematics, we talk about some modeling that needs to be done for the system that we are trying to prepare. And it provides basically linguistic expressions for us to actually understand what fuzzy logic would talk about. So fuzzy logic systems are built basically uh, they are built on the top of the experience of experts, and fuzzy logic can be actually blended with different conventional control techniques. So this is what we are trying to do. We are trying to blend it with the on-off controller, replace that on-off controller with a fuzzy logic controller, right? So linguistic variables means we will be referring to if-then-else statements, and these if-then-else statements will these are basically the backbone of any fuzzy system designing. So what we'll be doing is, this is just a block diagram. Now we can see we have a greenhouse here. We have different sensors which measure the temperature, humidity, and the solar radiation. The inputs are given. These are some membership functions which are decided for those values. I'll show you how we do it. This is called as fuzzification, right? And once these are fuzzified, the rule base is generated in linguistic manner. That is, if then else. So if temperature is this, humidity is this, solar radiation is this, then the output is this, right? So this is implementation. And then once the implementation of rule base is done, the defuzzification model is utilized. The defuzzified output is then given to the greenhouse actuators. Actuators are the water sprinkler and the opening and closing of the roof that is done with the controller. So these two behave accordingly. So we'll see how this model comes into picture, right? We'll try and see this thing. So what I'll do is I'll just show you the system first. So this is what we want. This is what we are looking forward. So this is a system designed in LabVIEW for us. And if you can see, similar pattern is being utilized. I'll show you two types of systems that I have designed. So this is basically a picture of a greenhouse. You can see this is the roof, and this is basically the water sprinkler over here. Just change. Then we have a fuzzy controller over here. If you can see the fuzzy controller, it is getting inputs in the form of temperature, humidity, and solar radiation given to the fuzzy controller. These are seasons over here: spring, summer, winter, and monsoon. We can rotate this, right? And then based on these inputs, the electric roof and water sprinkler opening is done, right? I hope you have seen this model now. I will come back to this. Yes, yes, sir. 147 is the last. Yes, I have got it. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll try and explain now how this fuzzy system basically behaves. Now this is the model that I was trying to show you. There is one thing missing in this model right now, because I showed you. I told you I'll be talking about two models. So solar radiation is still missing here, but what you have is you have this fuzzy greenhouse basically. This greenhouse is being controlled or monitored by different sensors over here. You can see. Now these sensors are controlled by the seasons also. dynamic changes happening, and the output is electric roof and motor springs. I'll tell you how to design it, right? So I'll just go back to the slides again and start with literature review part. So fuzzy system, basically what fuzzy is all about rule-based decision making, and we will be making some rules and then analyzing it on the basis of certain decision making ability of the system, right? So we will be utilizing these things. The fuzzy logic basically is the form of knowledge representation, and hence basically we humans are being driven and monitored by different computerized devices. So the fuzzy logic controller is also one of those devices which is actually driving us in the form of linguistic variables. So linguistic variables are what? They are temperature, humidity, solar radiation. As far as the greenhouse is concerned, it can be brake, speed, etc., etc. Many inputs, right? Now, see, temperature can be freezing, cold, warm, hot. These are some conditions, linguistic variables, right? Humidity can be high, low, medium, whatever you want to talk about, right? So these are some things that we normally talk in our own normal language. We have to represent this in the form of some modeling, right? So this is what we call as fuzzy modeling, and linguistic terms can be represented in different categories, right? So using these categories, we'll form some rules, and once these rules are formed, again, I told you that the defuzzification will be done after this. So how they are done? This is the one that we'll do. Say temperature from 0 to 30 is taken as the freezing part, 30 to 70 is taken as cold, 50 to 90. These are just rough values, right? So there is a question asked: how cool is 36 degree Fahrenheit in this case? Is there any correct answer, any specific answer that you can give? How cool is 36 degree Fahrenheit? This is a question. I shown you this kind of a chart, and I ask you a question: how cool is 36 degree F? Shall I come back to the room again to see the answers? Have you followed the question? I don't know. Have you followed the question? I was just asking you, showing this figure, that this is the say a representation of temperature in Fahrenheit, and a question is asked: how cool is 36? Yeah, how cold is 36 degree Fahrenheit? Are you able to hear my question?
Sir, once again repeat the question, sir.
I'll show you the question again, ma'am. This
Okay.
is here,
Okay,
right?
sir.
So this is the diagram that you can see. This is a temperature in Fahrenheit, and
Okay.
I'm asking how cool is 36 degree F?
36 degree. How cool?
Yeah, yeah, how
In
cool?
between freezing and cool, sir.
Yes, yes, yes. So this is what I wanted to just know. Now you've answered very correctly. It is in between. There is
In
no
between.
correct. Yeah, there is no correct value given 1 or 0 in the form of digital if we represent, right? So it might be 30% cool for somebody. It might be 35% cool for someone, and 75% freezing or 70% freezing. So there can be some variations in this, right? Now, how
Okay.
will we deal with these ambiguous inputs that are coming in? What I'll do is I'll show you how we do it. So
Okay.
I'll straight away move to designing of a particular system here. Now what I'll do is I'll show you. So again, we move back to our own old software called as LabVIEW. Now I hope everybody is familiar with the environment of front panel and block diagram. And once you install this, you will see some control and design and simulation coming over here, and you'll see a fuzzy system designer, right? Again, I'll show you. We have tools, We have control design simulation, and we have a fuzzy system designer over here. You just need to click on this now. Have a look what would happen after this, and we will be using this in several systems that I'll show you how effectively you can design things. Right now, this is the fuzzy system designer. We will have variables, we will have rules, and we will have a test system after this. Right, I'll show you entire thing. So the very first part is just see it very carefully. You will be able to do it. You can do it in MATLAB also, but this is more easy and more user friendly because this is GUI, graphical user interface, right? So say we take this example only of temperature, humidity, and the solar radiation, and I write temperature. I have to mention this temperature, and say the range is from 0 to say I use 60 degrees. Okay. So the scale changes. Now temperature can be either hot, cold, moderate, right? So I say hot. Hot. Here are the membership functions that I was just trying to show you. Say hot. I use a triangular input and I can change the color to a red. So hot means say 50 and say 30 for you. I'm just taking some random values, right? So you see the change has happened. I can add another value, hot, moderate. I can write moderate over here, and say I use a trapezoidal input now, and I can change the color again. I'll use a darker color so that it is basically visible, right? Fine. So we can start with 55. 45 is fine with me, and 25 can be taken, and then it will be 0, right? So moderate, and then it can be cold, right? Again, I use value over here, so we can take 35 and 20 and 10. These are just random values that I'm taking. You can use further values. I can even talk about freezing here, right? So freezing, again a triangular part, and I can change the color again. So freezing can be taken as say 20 starting range, 10 and 0, right? So you can see now what are I'll take it 20 rather than that. So you can see we have got this kind of an output. Can you see this now? These are just random values. I can add another a variable to this. Temperature and has already been added, so I'll use humidity now, and we can take the range from 0 to 10. Humidity values can the membership functions can be added here. So humidity can be high. Again, I will change the color accordingly. So 10, 8, and I can just mention 7 over here, right? Or even I can write 6 over here, right? So add another value to this. High, medium humidity. Again, there are so many functions to be decided. Say I take a trapezoidal function for me, and I change the color of this line. So 10. I may not start with 10. I would say I start with 9. 7.5 value is taken. That is fine with me. 6.5 is another value that I want, right? Or say 5.5 is what I want, right? Okay, fine. This is just a small change that I want, and I end at 3. So this is another value, medium, and then low humidity. I can take a triangular function again. I can just change the color over here. Already green has been used, so I'll take, I think I should take a pink one. Yes, right. So we can start by 5, 3, and then a 0, right? So now you can see we have two inputs, temperature, humidity. I can add a third one also, because for our system we are taking uh, three inputs: solar radiation. So solar radiation maybe from 0 to 100 I can add. I don't mind that. This is just a random value again. I am repeating it. So solar radiation is high. High, when it is high, I don't know. I need to just specify that. 100 uh, and 90, and then I can take it to say 80 value, or say 70 for that sake. We can see something happening: high, uh, medium, and then again I can take a triangular function, whatever you want to do. So I'll take a medium as 90 to 70, and then to 50. Okay, so you have another value coming over: medium, then low, right? So another triangular function is here. And I can start with say 60, 30, and say till 0. So I think that doesn't matter to us much. The point is that we have created some of the input variables, and you can see temperature, humidity, solar radiation. Can you see them all? Right? So whatever values I have given, all are represented in different colors over here, so that it is easier for us to identify them. Now output variables, yes, we need to specify the output variables also. The output variables is, one of them is water sprinkler, right? This is the controller. And 0 to 10 might be the opening and closing for this. Uh, so we can write it is closed. When it is closed, so it is closed when the values are from 10 till 9 till 7, right? Slightly open. I'm just using some random values again. I'm just trying to give you how you can design your own system by some random values also, right? So 9 and say 7 and 5, right? And I can add another value to this: open, fully open, right? So when it will be open, so I'll just see. I can start with 6 and 3 and 0, so it will be open, right? So we have a water sprinkler over here. You can see this also added now. And the other input, the other output should be what? The roof, opening and closing of the roof, right? Again, you can use some values in this case. Add a value. Uh, say fully open or fully closed. I can write this name, and say I change this value 10, 9, and say 7. Fully closed. Add another value to this: slightly open. So you can see I'm just talking in our own language only, right? And still I'm trying to analyze the system. I'll show you how this analysis is done. 8, say 5 and 3 over here, right? And it can be more open or whatever you call it, right? So 6, 3, energy, right? So we have just created the things: temperature, humidity, solar radiation, water sprinkler, and roof opening, right? So some random values have been created here. This is Fuzzy System Designer in front of you. Now we move on to rules and we will formulate some rules. So you need not do anything. This is the beauty of this system. Have a look over this. Add rules. I just pressed add rule. If temperature is hot, then water sprinkler is closed. Now this is a simple rule. Now what you want to do is you want to add some uh, further things to it. So what you can do is, if temperature is hot, humidity is high, and solar radiation is also high, then what happens? Then water sprinkler is closed. Or you can do another thing, then the rooftop also is fully closed. Now you can see the addition in the rule happening over there. Can you see this? It has automatically been ended. Ended means adding, right? So I add another rule. If temperature is hot, add another antecedent. Or say I change moderate, medium, add another consequent to it. Slightly open, fully closed, more open, and you can do whatever you want, right? Are you able to see this? Are you able to acknowledge what I'm trying to do here?
Yes, 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 sir.
Now can you see how easy it is?
Yes, sir.
Right. So I'm just randomly selecting things. I'm not doing any other thing. Yes, I can definitely make my rule base according to what I want, right? So there can be so many things that uh, so many rules that can be made, and if you see, it is very interestingly poised for us that we have nothing to do in this case, but we are able to analyze our linguistic functions in this case. So say I have made some 6 rules for myself. So the model that I showed you again, I'll shift back to the slide and show you the model again, right? So that we do not divert from that. Inputs, right? The membership functions, the fuzzification has been done. Now this rule base has been formalized. Now what we'll do is defuzzification, right? So have a look. We have variables over here. We formulated some rules, and now the test system. I'll show you how. Temperature. I'll just move the slider. Humidity. I'll move this slider to this, right? This is the output. Now this will be automatically controlled. Just have a look over this. And this is the rooftop, right? So you can view them, and solar radiation also. So as soon as I've changed this, now you see the values changing in the output part also. Can you see the change happening? Right? So pre-generate the rules. Yes, okay, do it, and you see the output over here. Can you see this? Now, according to the temperature, you are the variation and the invoked rules are also coming at the bottom. You can see the changes happening. Even for solar radiation, right? You can see the rules which either they are increasing or decreasing, and the weights are also coming into picture. And the output of water sprinkler is the pointer of the water sprinkler is moving automatically, though not much, but yes, it is moving, right? Now you can see the drastic change happening. Can you see this? Now this is the automatic process that is happened. Uh, you can see, right? Now if I change this to roof, again you will see the chart also changing. You will see the variation in the rules. So this is very much artificially intelligent control that we have tried to formulate for our problem, right? And the changes can be definitely monitored by authority. Am I clear up till this point, please? You need to tell me. Can you see this happening? Now this is happening automatically again, I repeat. I'm not doing, I'm just varying the inputs. The weights are changing, the output graph is changing, the water sprinkler is automatically being controlled. Now this is what I wanted. This is what I wanted for my automatic system. Clear, sir. Very good. Very good. Thank you very much. Which version of LabVIEW are you using? See, Pramodji, I'm using the least available version right now. It is 2013, sir. And right now, LabVIEW has offered 2020. So I'm using a very low version, but still I'm able to perform all my steps and all my things using this. So you can rotate this also. These are the graphical options that are available in LabVIEW, and this is why I love this software. This has tremendous capability as far as the graphical programming is concerned. So you can see this. Now we have designed a structure for us based on all this format. So I'll move back to the slides and show you how these things are done. So literature, somewhat literature we tried to read, and whatever I got was that we can definitely implement this greenhouse controller using the wireless sensor networks also, which are controlled by IoT devices, right? So what we need to do is we need to divide the area, put sensors there, decide about the clustering model, the cluster head selection, etc., what needs to be done in WSN part, and then we can definitely acquire the information onto a base station. The base station then transfers it to the monitoring center, which will then control the greenhouse controller in the required format. Right. So these are some of the literatures that I want you can see them. Right. So some of them are using PID, some are using Boolean algebra. Fuzzy is also being utilized, and we are basically talking about the fuzzy model, right? So this is the controller that I now want to implement onto the fuzzy system, and this is how it will work. I'll show you how this works. This is very interestingly working for us. Now see, electric group and water spills, they are constant right now because the temperature is constant. I am just changing the temperature. Can you see the effect? Just have a look at the effect of the water spill and the electric roof as I am moving the temperature. Now I am moving the humidity. You will see a similar change happening in the water spills, also of the electric roof. Right? So this is automatically happening. Now the season has changed from spring to fall. Again, there is a change. So this is dynamically being controlled, dynamic controller, right? These are all dynamic changes. Very complex systems. Have a look. Because in summers the temperature has to be like this, right? I can change the humidity. And in winters, what happens? Temperature falls, right? So we do not require much water in that case. But if the humidity also falls, then we have to do it. So you can see the dynamic change happening. Can you see this? So this is the practical working model of a greenhouse controller. I hope you were able to see that. So what I'll do is I'll show you another model, another I don't know where I kept that, but yes, this is the one. Artificially intelligent greenhouse. Now this is the third system, third solar radiation part added to this. Now I'll run this, and you see the dynamism in the system. There is now what I'm trying to tell you with this model is that this is real time input being monitored, real time temperature and humidity, because they will not be constant enough. They are varying, right? Similarly, see the effect of solar radiation now, and similarly see the effect of the seasons. So as dynamically the temperature and humidity are varying, the electric roof and water sprinkler is also varying. So these are two types of systems that we have tried to design for the practical implementation, and this is brilliantly working for us, right? You can see the systems behaving in a particular fashion. I hope I have made myself clear to you. So we have practically designed this. If you can see, we've already designed, and now what we have done is we have just implemented this using the fuzzy logic behavior and the library, the variables, rules, and the test system, right? Implemented in this system. Any doubt till here?
Excuse me, sir.
Pramod ji is trying to ask something, I think so.
Sir. This
Yes, sir.
fuzzy logic toolbox is available in evaluation version.
Sir, in evaluation work, actually, sir, I'll tell you now. See, there might be some
You are
confusion
using
here.
license version, na?
Yes, I am using the licensed version, sir, because our college has already procured this particular system. Now, I'll tell you. See, there are things. Now, when you will install this LabVIEW, all the toolkits will not get installed,
Right.
right? So you need to download the toolkit separately. Uh, the interesting part is no toolkit is dependent on any other toolkit, right? So say you want to work on biomedical signal processing, right? So what you need to do is, I'll right click, you need to download the signal processing toolkit, and you can download the biomedical toolkit.
Right. So,
Similarly, if somebody is working on robotics, so he need not use biomedical toolkit. He can just download the robotics toolkit.
but this toolbox we can install in evaluation version.
Yes, sir, you can definitely do that. Again,
Okay.
they will be installed, but they will be there only for 7 days, as per the new policy of NAPU, National Instruments, right?
Okay.
So the evaluation version works for 7 days.
No, sir. We can extend up to 41 days.
So what now they are telling is that it works till 7 days only,
No, by
and
giving the key,
okay,
we can
okay,
extend
okay.
up to 41 days.
Yeah, there are several options. There are even cracks available. So I need
I'm
not talk.
extending
Yeah,
41 up to 40.
yeah, right. So you can definitely download all those toolkits. No
Right.
problems at all.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
So I hope you have understood what I'm trying to say in this case, and you have followed the system. Now what I'll do is I'll show you the beauty of the software further. We have already seen this greenhouse controller over here. Now what I'm showing you is a totally different aspect, right? Uh, a system which is basically, again, this is a fuzzy logic design. We have tried to create a fuzzy logic controller for analyzing or recognizing a pattern, right? So this is an inbuilt example, and you can see this. I'll just run this for you, and you'll see what happens. So now if you look at this system, to analyze I can change this. It is a right trapezoid now. So this is the output that you are getting. Again, this is fuzzy logic based, right? This is a right, basically a right triangle, and similarly we have a left trapezoid coming over. I can increase or decrease the speed accordingly. So this is the speed of this system happening. Also, what I can do is I can add noise to this. See the noise added. Can you see this happening? Square. I've entered a square now. Again, noise is added. Noise amplitude. I can reduce it perfectly. Now you will not get any noise in this scanner data. Again, this is working on a fuzzy logic system, right? Rule-based system that we have just designed. So it identifies the edges, the axis, and then gives you the path. Can be used effectively in any of the industries, right? Similarly, many of the people are in these days are working with quadcopter. So this is a simulated model of a quadcopter dynamics, right? If you see, I'll run this for you. So you see a quadcopter rotating. Can you see that? This is the camera with which it is trying to analyze. And these are the controls. The altitude decreased, altitude increased. Have a look. The measurements are being done at your side. The latitude and the longitude being changed. So the quadcopter moves to a particular distance. You can see it is behaving very exactly according to what we want. Noise. So this is the noise part, right? So many of you were asking how I can do that. So this is the control and simulation toolbox being implemented exactly in LabVIEW, right? So again, if you see, this is a simulation model of a quadcopter. Now I can take real-time inputs also, deploying real-time maps in LabVIEW, right? So this is another important working model that is available. Another important model that I can show you is that of a helicopter over here. So can you see this? Have a look. Elevation angle. I'm changing the elevation because this is a helicopter and this is fixed to a particular point. I'm rotating it. The output is also changing according to what I want. All these systems are effectively designed and redesigned using different controllers present in the LabVIEW part. So it is a LabVIEW toolkit measurement and control, right? So this can be effectively done and the outputs can be analyzed. This is the elevation angle, the control effort, etc., etc. Right, so you can see it here. Travel angle is also here. So this is another important controller that can be utilized. I hope you are able to see this. Yes. Yes, that's good. That's good. Sound is breaking. I don't know. System is working perfectly fine. Might be there is some call in between. Are you able to hear clearly now? You can switch on your mic also. That's fine. Thank you very much, Mike. So this was one of the uh, models that I wanted to show you. Yes, this is AI based system. Again, fuzzy logic based system. This is one of the last systems that I wanted to show you, and I'll tell you what this does. This is basically a car backward parking system, right? So we will see two types of actions being performed here. I'll just first run the VI and then tell you. Now have a look. Uh, all are stopped. Right. That's it. So a fuzzy activate controller. Now have a look. So we started this VI and activating the fuzzy controller. Now have a look at the car. So it is automatically parked in the garage and the light is also switched on, indicating that the vehicle has arrived. So this is all done with the help of a fuzzy logic controller. Otherwise, uh, you had to steer this car on your own and then park it, right? So if I'll show you again, it might be at any position. So the car will be parked automatically in the garage. Say I move this car here now. I still want it to be parked. So have a look. The AI coming into picture, the artificially intelligent system playing its part, and the car again automatically being parked, right? So you can place it anywhere you want. I'll tell you. Okay, I placed it over here now, and I activate the fuzzy controller. This was much easier for the fuzzy because there was some distance involved in this, right? So you can see the changes or the effectiveness of the fuzzy system. Now have a look. I can move it to any place, and the car is parked. And once it is parked, right? So you can definitely. I see now what I'm doing is for the benefit of everybody, I'm changing the angle also. Now see what happens. It will now take some time, but still, yes, perfectly fine. The system has behaved and worked perfectly fine for us. So you can design a lot more systems into this, right? Some of the examples, as the time was there, I tried to show you all the examples that were possible, right? So we have already designed a few things in LabVIEW, and I am very happy that I got this much time with you people, and also looking forward that you people are given some assignments to solve using LabVIEW, but not a compulsory one. Don't worry about that. But still, I would request because you have already seen what kind of systems can be developed, right? You can work on some kind of systems using the fuzzy logic toolbox or the biomedical one also, as I showed you in the last lecture, and solve or design some problem on your own, right? So there are so many things. There are so many more things that can be done. Now, what I want is I want some inputs from your side so that I am able to understand that whatever I have told you and whatever I have tried to explain you has been there with you and you are able to understand it clearly, right? So I'm waiting for the responses from your side now. In the meantime, I'll finish out this slide also. So this is what I wanted to actually show you, the rule base, the creating of rule base. We've already done this, but I'm just showing you tabular format. How do we do it? So we have temperature here, and we have solar radiation, dark, medium, light, temperature, cold, normal, warm, whatever you want to take. And then what is the output function of water sprinkler and electrical roof for cold, for normal, and for warm. So this is how you create a linguistic variable for yourself. Then we have solar radiation, temperature, cold, normal, warm, and again rule base when humidity is normal, Here humidity is dry. The next part is rule based when humidity is wet, right? These are some of the things. Then the last part is the specifying defuzzification method. So I think I just skipped over that particular thing. I'll again show you. Here it is, defuzzification method. Can you see this? Center of area, modified center of area, center of sum, center of maximum, mean of maximum. You can change to either of these. Right? So these are all defuzzification methods available in the fuzzy system designer. You can change it, and similarly you'll see the output has also changed accordingly, right? Everything is being recorded as far as this input output relationship graph is concerned. So yes, uh, definitely the same things can be done by you. Right? So this was it, the defuzzification method, and we need to specify this. So here we have used certain kind of defuzzification method for us. I've already shown you this fuzzy system designer. So the slides, again, you can just have a look over what I was trying to tell you, that this is how the output is displayed. We have tested this system. This is the block diagram configuration. Though it might look very difficult for you, but if you see the fuzzy system designer, it is very easy for us to design this, right? So according to the input variables, etc., these are some of the results that we got, and I'll show you practically rather than showing you the things. I can show you here, right? So if I run this statement, this particular system, you can see the output, the water sprinkler output, the electric roof output here, and then the input that is coming, and effectively we can export this to the Excel file also. We can export this data to the Excel file. So you can see the sheet opening over here. Similarly, I can export this data. You can see the values coming over. Right, so this is that simple as far as once you have learned how to design the system, it becomes easier for us, right? Similarly, you can change the seasons, change the output, the water sprinkler changing, right? So these are some of the things that can be easily done. Right, so now I'm open for the questioning part, and I am very happy to see the comments that the things are clear to you. So as far as today's topic was concerned, so I think I have almost finished this out. So this is the output graph and the tables that we have done. Right? Future work, there are so many things. There are PID controllers that can be implemented also using the fuzzy logic, right? So that's it as far as today's lecture is concerned. This is the mail ID that you would require if you want to communicate with me. And, I'm thankful to you. I'm thankful to ma'am for again inviting me. Durga ma'am is still there. Thank you very much. Yes, ma'am. We are open to the questions. So all the questions can be asked.
Yes, participants, you can ask your questions.
Yeah.
If you are not able
And
to, just post it.
right. So there is still some time. And as far as many of you were asking about, thank you very much. You were asking about the site, so and I'll just open that for you, ni.com, and what we can do is you need to make your account in this NI, right? So I'm already having my account, so that is why it is opening and showing me the things. So you can go to products, and here you can see LabVIEW, right? So once you click on it, then it will ask you start a free trial or select your edition, and you can download it, right? According to the Windows operating system that you are having. So this is pretty much the site that you are looking for. And there are more systems. I could have shown you more systems, but I think these are sufficient enough. You can practice them. And biomedical, those who are interested in biomedical sensor techniques, I have already explained these things to you. And those who are looking forward from some IoT or Arduino-based systems, again, this is one of them. USRP is another thing that I could have explained, but that is right now not available with me, so I just couldn't do that. So that's it. That's it from my side. I think Durga ma'am, if there are questions, then we can definitely take them, or else I would like to thank you very much.
Okay, sir. Okay. Participants, is there any questions? I think no. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so
Right,
much.
ma'am. Right, ma'am. I hope I was able to help you out, and I hope that the lectures that I took were something beneficiary for the participants, and you can give them some assignments.
Sure.
Yeah, and they can design their own system using this particular software. So a newer thing, and they can design it
Okay,
on
sir.
their own. You can take that.
Sure, sir. Sure.
You can take that as an assignment for your course, right? So
Yes, sir.
yes. So that is it. Thank you very much, and thank you, Pushpinder ji. Thank you, Padma. Thank you, Ashok, for your nice gestures. And I'm really grateful. If you have any doubts, again, what I'm doing is I'm writing my mail ID over here. Right? Yes. So you can definitely contact me using this. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. My heartfelt thanks, sir, to Dr. Nikhil Mariwala, sir, for his practical session on LabVIEW today. Even though he is not well, his eagerness in handling session makes us really appreciate you, sir. As a faculty of KSR IET, as well as the organizer of Atal FDP, I am really thankful to you, sir. Thank you so much.
I'm very grateful to you and your college, ma'am, for inviting me over and asking me to deliver some talk for the benefit of everybody. And I hope I
Sure,
was
sir.
able to explain the things. Thank you very much for
Yes,
inviting.
yes, yes. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, have a nice day. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Dear participants, today's session is over. So tomorrow we shall have 2 more sessions, and afternoon we will have test and then practical validatory session. So 15 questions will be asked in Google form. So the questions will be basic questions, don't worry, and you can easily able to answer the questions. And then attendance details I will send you in WhatsApp today. You can verify your attendance, and if you're having any doubts, you can ask me. Since some of them are keeping some different names, I cannot able to identify whom. So just I will post the attendance. If you're having any queries, kindly reply me. I will make changes. No issues. So out of 5 days, if you are present for 4 days, you are eligible for certification. So you can kindly check it, and you can tell me. By within 1 hour, I will send you, ma'am. Surely, I will share the notes before validatory session. I will upload all the details in Google Classroom, and I will tell you in validatory session. Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you all.